Welcome, Capricorn, to my temple. This is the temple of tarot, astrology, and yoga. My name is Ava, and I'm your oracle for the month of August 2025. This will be an Astro tarot forecast that's relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign is Capricorn. I've created a series for the transit of Uranus into Gemini, which happened on July the 7th, for all the star signs. Just a heads up if you're interested in that. It's a 7-8 year transit, so it has a lot of impact on the future of our destiny, how it will play out. So I just sort of give a little glimpse into the possibilities. Now, for those of you who are new, what I try to do is I try to join the arts, the metaphysical arts of astrology and tarot, and of course, yoga, because they are all giving us a greater insight and knowledge into ourselves as well as into the nature of reality. And this helps to give us confidence to be more authentic. Now, what has been a little different this month is that I've been exploring a yoga from the ancient shamans of Mexico, as was described by Carlos Castaneda. And I find it very fascinating and extremely powerful. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be including, instead of a yoga pose in mudra, I'm just going to show you one of these passes. They're called passes. The movements and the pose, if it's still, are called passes. So there'll be a pass that hopefully I'll be able to relate to the energy of the reading. So let's get to that reading. I follow the transits of Venus and Mars, giving us a sort of yin-yang insight into the goings-on of the month. And this month, we have Venus in the 7th, in your 7th house. Venus is still in Cancer in your 7th house, where it has been. So you know you've got a flavor of it. You have the flavor of it already. Mars moves into Leo on the 2nd, which puts it in your 8th house, and that's a very powerful house indeed, ruled by Scorpio. Scorpio being a sign of transformation. So we've got the planet of love, harmony, and joy, and goodness, and value, money often, in your house of relationship. And we have Mars in the house of transformation. It's symbolized by death, taxes, partnerships, inheritance, deep emotional searching. Scorpios are detectives of the soul. And so there's a bit of that definitely going on. And since we have Venus in your house of relationships, it could very well play out in your relationships. Mars is a symbol of combat, conflict, or simply raw energy. And often people misuse that energy, and it becomes more chaotic and boomerangs back as anger or just aggression. So here we have a very interesting situation, because it seems as if the cosmos is asking you, what are your most authentic beliefs, values? What are you attached to at the moment? Irrevocably almost, where you're attached to something, but you know that attachment leads to many of the disquiet of the soul. So partnerships don't necessarily mean romantic partnerships. They could be business partnerships. Are undergoing a increase of energy spent within that dynamic, that relationship dynamic. The 8th house is the house of deep feelings, where you are exploring your motivations. What's making you do something? What is it that's triggering you? And this month, I believe you come into a genuine resolution of this conflict. And because of Venus in the Venus energy of love in your house of relationship, and everything, really, socially, in business and otherwise, is about relationship. Certainly it's about ideas, but then the ideas must appeal to those to whom you are advocating it. So it's about relationship always. And so things are being stirred this month that leads to immense transformation of soul. Your soul. Maybe someone else's soul, but maybe since death is involved, there's an ending. There may be endings, or since Mars is there, sort of perhaps aggressive endings. Something ends, and you then you become introspective. That's why death is such a powerful metaphysical symbol, because when something comes to an end, then you're left in a deep quandary as to what's next, and also to examine what the condition was before the death. And so it makes you reflective, self-analytical. And that's what's going to go on in August. So let's move on now to your tarot forecast. What I try to do is just use the astrology to anchor us, to give us a foundation. And then the tarot reading is more the message directly from our guardian angels, if you believe in them. But it happens even if you don't. So wait for the tarot forecast. Welcome, Capricorn, to your tarot forecast for August 2025. So you've got a lot of thinking to do, as they say, a lot of inner exploration, when you meditate, you try to quiet the mind, and then the idea is if you enter into self-reflection. You can't let your stray thoughts distract you from observation, from pure observation, which is going on regardless. But you may, on a conscious level, not notice the things that your inner soul knows deeply. That's why tarot works, because it's really just about the nature of our spirit, which is all-knowing. The conscious mind is processing. It's really it reminds me of cats, you know. They're focused on their prey. And what is the prey? The prey is you. You're your own prey. And you can't be distracted from reaching your target. So that's why meditation asks you to empty your mind, to empty it of thoughts, distracting thoughts, so you can observe purely who you are. And then you can delineate between what is fake you and what is real you. So let's put in 2 reversals, randomly, as they say. And then let's just shuffle it one more time. And think about the reading, the possibilities that the reading revealed. So you make 3 piles, like that. And let's see what the message is. This is a 4-card spread, and the first card represents the focus, the mood, the theme of the month. Woo. Woo. All right, we have a very beautiful card. Give me a moment. Water. Judgment. The light's glaring, so I'll just move it up and down so you can see the image. That's an angel blowing a trumpet. And a family is emerging from their coffins. In the exploration, the inner exploration that I was just going on about, the angel represents your higher self, the knower, the being within you who is your own guardian angel, you yourself being your own guardian angel, with greater wisdom and greater knowledge and greater understanding of where your journey is at the moment and where it would be more ideal if you took it in a different direction, which would then elevate you out of your coffin representing the darkness, the lifelessness of the soul, darkness of the soul. They're emerging in celebration of being able to answer the call of the angel, the inner angel. So it's a very significant month. Mars in the 8th, is definitely a call for something that needs a revolution, a complete overhaul, so that you can clean out those thoughts, those ideas, those desires, those needs that aren't real and won't lead to true happiness for you. Ferret them out. De-weed. In the position of the, what will be something that you'd have to overcome or develop, or what should you focus on to help you in this situation? And it's interesting, we've got the Three of Wands. It shows a merchant who is now standing at the precipice of his domain. And there are ships that have just been launched out to sea. One of those ships are carrying his products, the products of his labor. And he is imagining the rewards that will come when those products are delivered and sold. There are many dangers that the ship may face: storms, many things, mutiny. And so he has to factor those in as he's calculating the possibilities of the reward. There are three wands. One represents what started this whole thing off: the idea, the concept, the event, the person. The second one represents the plans that were formulated around those concepts, that idea. And the third one represents the initiation of that plan, the next step to make that plan real. And in some way, your challenge is that, to take an idea from its inception to its planning stage, and then to initiate it, to bring it out into the world. Somehow, this becomes a part of what leads to this, which is coming to a major change, transformation, and then the name is judgment. Then making a judgment. Judgment means a decision, and acting on it. Third wand, acting on it. That's your challenge. To be interpreted, hopefully, in a myriad of ways that suits your circumstance. Oh, all right. We have a reversal. We have the Page of Wands reversed. Pages represent messages. And this is, because it's a wands, it's messages concerning work, messages concerning a creative project, young people involved in the arts or doing some inspirational work, or just being a part of the scene unexpectedly. It's reversed, so something goes awry with that project, with that person, perhaps. They're either delayed or there's some, they don't appear normally. No, there's this they take a circuitous route to get to the involvement in this situation. It's messages that are either delayed or misunderstood or undelivered, not getting the information, and perhaps having some difficulty with those who are young and yet inspired, or having an idea that, as we say, if you're trying to launch something, then this may indicate something just becoming an obstacle to that initiation of an idea, of an event, of a product, of a skill. Or maybe you're apprenticing at something and it's just an ill fit. All these things are possible, but there's definitely a difficulty with either young people, young inspired people, active, it's a fire energy. It's those people who are, they do before they think. That's what I mean. So it's perhaps in a general sense, it's doing before you think. Don't act simply because you're in love with the idea, the person, the possibilities, but examine it and allow for the messages sent by people who want to support you, want to help you. Allow those messages to enter into your psyche and examine them. It's interesting because this all involves you pausing and thinking deeply about various issues in your life, various things in your life that are in conflict, inner emotional conflict. Wow, we've got 2 major arcana cards coming up in this reading. It's only a 4-card spread, so that's significant. And this one is beautiful, this is an extraordinarily beautiful card. The way it depicts the emergence of the human soul from its inner darkness to the Lovers. And you see we have Venus in the 7th house of the relationship, bringing greater love, greater compassion and kindness into your relationships. You see, the Lovers is about relationship, obviously. This is depicted with the original couple, Adam and Eve. And what's beautiful is we have another angel right above them. Another guardian angel speaking from higher up in the hierarchy of your soul, speaking to you so that you see what this represents is the meeting of souls, the unification of yin and yang, left, right, good, bad, and to do it with what? With love and compassion. That's the message. And when it's unheeded, there's division, the war of the sexes, the inner war of the high and the low. The high will always win, ultimately. There's no doubt about that, or you wouldn't be here. This whole experience of life is a testament to the overwhelming power of the good over the bad, because we all return to our spiritual life after this, always. And the myths that we create about that return are multitudinous, but it's assured you return. And so there's nothing to fear except to try to listen to, where is it? The trumpet. The trumpet call of the inner self, saying, wake up. You're better than that. You're more than that. You're like us, angelic. So be an angel this month. Capricorn, that should be too hard for you. You're very angelic to begin with. So release your higher angel. That's what it's saying. Now, I'm going to give you a ancient, shamanistic, Mexican pass to sort of speak to the energy of this reading. So wait for that. Thank you. Namaste. Welcome, Capricorn, to your ancient shamanic pass from Mexico. This is called stirring the energy with your knee. And what we have is a need, according to the reading, of waking up the energy, stirring it up. So we do that with our knee. We sort of snap the knee to the side as we turn the torso in the opposite direction. So let's start. I'm going to show it to you forward, to one side, and then to the other. So let's begin. Separate the feet. Make sure that you're feeling completely balanced on both feet. Bend the knees. Lean forward at the hip socket. Just a little. Arc the arms. We're going to start with our left knee, and we're going to lift it up. Bring it right over across the body as we turn the arms in the opposite direction. Then we return the foot back, and we make sure we're balanced, and we lift the opposite leg, the opposite knee up, and plant the foot down firmly. So we keep the feet underneath us, and let me show you one set. We move. Right, left. Then you repeat that with right, left, right. So I'll do the whole sequence for you. Follow me. Bend the knees. Make sure you can see your toes. Make sure you're balanced. Lean over. Arc the arms. We begin. Left, right, left. Rest. Now we reverse. Right, left, right. Let me show it to you sideways. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Let me show it to you in the other direction. Knees over. Left, right, left. Again, right, left, right. That is the pass. Repeat it. Let it enter into you. Let it stir the energy up so that you can attain a higher level of awareness of yourself as a human being, experiencing the world as spirit. So, thank you. Namaste. Enjoy. All my love.